Guys, it's me Paco, and you're watching Bad Witch Books. Guys, today we're going to be going over my December haul. In December, I bought a total of 1, 2, 11, 12, 13, about 13-ish books. I might have forgotten one or two, but 13-ish books. That's a lot. Remember that December is Christmas, so I did receive some of these for gifts, and at the end of December, Barnes & Noble had their end of the year sale, where they had like 40% off on hardcovers. So this is the first haul of the year. Love that for me, starting it off strong. So let's get to it. So the first book I have as a gift, actually, and that is a gift from Helen, or as some people call her, Anime. But she gets the Fairy Loot adult box, and she didn't want this, so she gave it to me, and that is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. This is the Fairy Loot edition. So we love Helen on this channel for giving me a gift. I appreciate it. And she also gave me a bookmark that I'm like keeping safe space on the shelf. And it's like an Emma Frost bookmark signed by an voice actress. And I love the gift. It is so sweet. And like, it was so sweet. But let me read the description. Two outcasts have the power to change everything, but will they grasp the hand of destiny? In the vibrant city-state of Castelline, nobles and criminals have one thing in common: the constant search for wealth, power, and the next hedonistic thrill. Yet, as an impoverished orphan, Kel's prospects look bleak until he is stolen from his old life to enter a new one, the luxury and peril. He's become Prince Connor, Aurelian's body double, shielding the prince from all dangers as his sword catcher. He and Connor will become as close as brothers, yet Kel lives for one purpose: to die for Connor. Lancaster is an Ashkari physician, part of a community ostracized for its rare magical abilities, but after a failed assassination attempt brings her and Kel together, they are drawn into the web of the mysterious Ragpicker King, ruler of Castellion's criminal underworld. He offers each of them what they want most, but as Lynn and Kel sink deeper into his world, they uncover an extraordinary conspiracy. As long-kept secrets unravel, they must ask themselves, can forbidden love bring down a kingdom, and will their discovery plunge the nation into war and the world into chaos? We have the cover, exclusive cover from Fairy Loot, amazing spread pages. It's got awesome foil on the hardcover. We got awesome end papers. And then I know that it is signed by Miss Cassandra Clare. So thank you, Helen. Deeply appreciate it. Don't know when I'll read this, but this was a book I'm excited to get to. Next book I have here is Poison Ivy, The Violent Cycle, G. Willow Wilson. This is the Barnes & Noble edition. This is a book club pick for my book club this year. I think it's later in the year, though. Pamela Isley has a lot of things in her life: a living god, supervillain, an activist, a scientist, and a dead woman. In her new body that she didn't ask for, and with renewed sense of purpose, Ivy leaves Gotham and sets to complete her greatest work, a gift to the world that will heal the damage dealt to it by ending humanity. Poison Ivy's Volume 1, The Vicious Cycle, collects issues 1 through 6 of GLAAD Media Award-nominated breakout sensation by G. Willow Wilson, Marco Cariata, and Ari Paforo, along with 2 prologue stories from the pages of Gotham City Villains Anniversary Special and Batman, a massive, vibrant cover gallery, and behind-the-scenes extras. So this is a special edition from Barnes & Noble. That's the actual cover that we get. And it's pretty. So we love that for me. And it's got those like pretty leaves like end papers. So love that for us. The next book is The Book of Gothel. This is the book I got towards the end of the month. I think I got this like legit the day before New Year's Eve. This is by Mary McCain. I believe this is a Rapunzel retelling, but from Mother Gothel's point of view. Everyone knows the story of Rapunzel and her tower, but do you know the story of the witch who put her there? Mary McCain's spellbinding debut novel reveals the truth behind a fairy tale and the truth they never wanted you to know, as only a witch might tell it. Germany, 1156. With her strange black eyes and even stranger fainting spells, young Heloise has never quite fit in. Shunned by her village, her only solace lies in the stories her mother tells of child-seeking witches or princes in wolfskin, and an ancient tower cloaked in mist where women will find shelter if they are brave enough to seek it. But when her mother dies and Heloise is left unmarooned with nothing left for her in the village, she sends out to find the legendary tower her mother spoke of, a place called Gothel, where she meets a wise woman willing to take Heloise under her wing. There she discovers that magic is found not only in the realm of fairy tales. But Heloise is not the only woman to seek refuge in Gothel. It is also haven for a girl named Marika, who carries with her a secret the church strikes to keep hidden, a secret that reveals a dark world of ancient spells and murderous nobles behind the world Heloise has always known. Very excited to get into this eventually. Another book is A Beholder. Now, this is a part of the books I got for the Barnes & Noble hardcover sale. Beholder by Ryan Salata. No one survived the party at the penthouse except Athen. Arathian Athen Barkites has made it far in life on his charm and good looks, even securing an invitation to the mysterious penthouse source of New York City artsy elite. But when he sneaks off to the bathroom, he hears a slam followed by a scream. Arian presses outside only to be pushed back in by a boy his age. The boy gravely tells him not to open the door. Then closes Atlan in. Outside the door, the party descends into chaos. Through hours of howls, laughter, and sobs, Atlan stays hidden. When he finally emerges, he discovers a massacre where the corpses appear to have been arranged themselves into a disturbingly elegant sculpture. Athen's mysterious savior is nowhere to be found. Athen is the only known survivor and is now the primary suspect. Something evil is waking up in the walls of New York City and is compelling victims towards violence and self-destruction. Athens has felt this evil behind his reflection his entire life. Once upon a time, it has only watched him waiting. It is not waiting anymore. Now it is taking over. So, very intrigued to read this. I might be reading this next month, actually, because it fits a prompt for a read-along that you guys will see that I'm doing. Next book is The Wicked Remains. This I got as a Christmas gift from my mother. This is the sequel to the Wilder Girls, Grimrose Girls. But that is a dark academia inspired by fairy tales where each of the girls are where girls are mysteriously dying that fit in with a fairy tale theme, and there's a curse that they're trying to find out about. I don't want to read the description because this is a sequel. But this is by Laura Polilli, and I enjoyed the first book, so I will be reading this book eventually. Next is DC Knights of Steel Volume 2. I don't have Volume 1. I need to buy Volume 1. But basically, this is like if DC meets Game of Thrones. And I really want to read it. I need to get Volume 1, though. I don't know why I didn't get Volume 1. So next book is a book I bought in the hardcover sale, and that is The Serpent and the Wing of Night by Carissa Borodent. So, for the humans or vampires, the rule of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always guard your heart. The adopted human daughter of the night-born vampire king, Aura, carved her place in the world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. But winning won't be easy against the most vicious warriors from all three vampire houses. To survive, Aura is forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Ryan is dangerous. He is a ruthless vampire, an affected killer, and an enemy to her father's crown, and her greatest competition. Yet, when terrifying Aura's most of all is that she finds herself oddly drawn to him. But there is no room for competition in the Kajari war for the Nightborn crown brews shattering everything that Oriya thought she knew about her home. Ayn Rand maybe understood her more than anyone, but their blossoming attraction could be her downfall in a kingdom where nothing is more deadly than love. The Serpent and the Wing of Night is a tale of heart-wrenching romance, dark magic, and bloodthirsty intrigue. So, intriguing. This is a TikTok sensation. I tried Fourth Wing, and it was alright. So, let's see what I think of this one. So, next book I got was a gift from Jen from Genderqueer. So, thank you. Shout out to them. Their channel will be linked down below. And that was Ramona and Julieta, Love and Tacos. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but with two taquerias. Ramona Montez always achieved his goal, whether that means collecting Ivy League degrees or growing his father's fast food empire. Nothing sets Ramona off course. Then, the sexy senorita who kissed him on the Day of the Dead runs off into the night with his heart, and he determines to do whatever it takes to find her again. Celebrity chef Julieta Campos has sacrificed everything to save her seat to the table taqueria for closing. To her horror, she discovers that her new landlord is none other than the magnificent mariachi she hooked up with on Dia de los Muertos. Even worse, it was his father who stole her mother's taco recipe decades ago. Juliet has no choice but to work with Ramon, the man who destroyed her life's work, and the one man who's tempted and inspired her. As San Diego's outraged community protests against the Taco King takeover and the divide between families grows, Ramon and Julieta struggle to balance their rising tension. But Ramon knows that true love is priceless, and despite all of his success, this is the one battle he refuses to leave. I'm excited to read this. I love me a Romeo and Juliet retelling. I love me a taqueria story, so I'm excited to read this eventually. This is a gift I got from my brother, and that is Assistant to the Villain, another TikTok sensation. When ailing family to support, Eve Sage employee's status isn't just important, it's vital. So when a mismatch with Red Dawn's most infamous villain results in a job offer, naturally she says yes. No job is perfect, of course, but even less so when you've developed a teeny crush on your terrifying, temperamental, and undeadly hot boss. Don't find evil so attractive, Evie. But just when she's getting used to severed heads suspended from the ceilings and the odd squish of an errant eyeball beneath her heel, Evie suspects this dungeon has a huge rat, and not just the literal kind, because something rotten is growing in the kingdom of Red Dawn, and someone wants to take the villain and his entire nefarious empire out. Now, Evie must not only resist ruling over her boss, but also figure out exactly who is sabotaging his work and ensuring he makes them pay. After all, a good job is hard to find. I'm intrigued to read this. I've heard from people that I trust that it's good, and I've heard from other people that it's not, so I am very, intrigued to get into this. And this is by, Hannah Nicole Murr. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books left. So another book I got in the Barnes & Noble hardcover sale was The Witch and the Vampire, another book for my book club. I was being productive on this hardcover sale. And this is by Renessa Flores. So, a queer Rapunzel retelling where a witch and a vampire who trust no one but themselves must journey together through a cursed forest with a danger at every turn. Ava and Kaye used to be best friends until one night 2 years ago when vampires broke through the magical barrier protecting their own town, and in the ensuing attack, Kenya's mother was killed and Ava was turned into a vampire. Since then, Ava has been trapped in her house. Her mother, Eugenia, needs her. Ava still has her witch power, and Eugenia needs to take them to hide that she's a vampire as well. Desperate to escape her confinement and stop her mother's plan to destroy the town, Ava must break out, flee to the forest, and seek help from the vampires who live there. When there's another attack, she sees her opportunity and escapes. Kanya, now at the end of her training as a flame witch, is ready to fulfill her duty to kill any vampire that she threatens the town, including Ava. On the night that Ava escapes, Kenya follows her and convinces her to travel together into the forest while secretly planning to turn her in. Ava agrees, hoping to rekindle their old friendship and romantic feelings she started to have for Kenya before the terrible night. But when monstrous trees that devour humans whole, vampires who attack from above, and Ava's stepfather tracking her, the woods are full of danger as they travel deeper into the forest. Kenya questions everything she thought she knew. The two are each other's greatest threat, and their also only hope if they want to make it through the forest unscathed. We love sapphic enemies to rival, and friends to enemies to lovers, witches and vampires. So, We love it. We want to see it. We're here for it. Give it. Give it to me now. Another book I bought from the Barnes & Noble hardcover sale, and that was Threads of Power. This is the spin-off of the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy, which the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy follows Kel, who has the ability to travel between multiple Londons, like magical Londons, and varying degrees of magic, and shit happens, and I don't want to spoil that series by reading the description of this, but I am excited to read this. I think, though, that before I read this, I want to reread a Darker Shade of Magic trilogy, because it has been a couple years since I've read the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy. So, gorgeous cover. Next book I have is Zahara by S.J. Jones, a New York Times bestselling author. Beautiful cover, beautiful gowns. Magic flickers, love flames, chaos reigns. They say that when the world is out of balance, the Guardians of Dawn are reborn. Jin Zhao's life was already full with appeasing her stepmother's cruel whims, looking after her blind younger sister, and keeping her magical secret from those who would kill her for it. But when a mysterious plague starts transforming magicians into monsters, Zara joins a secret magical liberation society called Guardians of Dawn, and her life becomes entwined with an easily flustered young man named Han, who has secrets of his own. Magicians go missing, abominations emerge, and Zara's powers are growing beyond control. A demon has awoken in the morning realms, and Zara must find the elemental warriors within before the balance between the order and chaos is left forever. Guardian of Fire, there you are. Filled with the adventure, romance, and a delightful cast of characters, Guardians of Dawn Zara is the start of a richly imagined fantasy series that will leave you breathless for more. I just know this is heavily inspired by Sailor Moon, and I love me some magical girls, so I am excited to read this also. We love this cover. Like, this cover art is gorgeous. Stunning. Next is, we got 2 more books. Dragonfall. This was a Christmas gift from my brother. He got me 2 books. And he got me Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. I've been wanting to read this forever. This book follows, long ago, humans betrayed dragons, stealing their magic and banishing them into a dying world. Centuries later, their descendants worship dragons as gods, but the gods remember, and they do not forgive. Thief Archie scraps a living on the streets of Vrata. Despite Archie steals Archie steals a powerful artifact from the bones of the Plaguebringer, the most hated person in Lumet history. Only Archie knows the artifact's magic holds the key to a new life, along with the nobles at court and a chance for revenge. The spell connects Everin, the last male dragon foretold to save his kind, dragging him through the veil disguised as a human. Everin soon learns that to regain his true power and form and to fulfill his destiny, he only needs to convince one little thief to trust him enough to bond completely, body, mind, and soul, and then kill them. Yet, the closer the two become, the greater the risk their worlds will shatter. And I know this is very queer. It's what I've heard. Queer dragons, we are here for it. I love this cover. And this book might be on next month's TBR. Lastly, we have Bring Me Your Midnight by Rachel Griffin. This is a book I got from Target. Spoiler alert. Witchy book. Love witchy books, because we know this is Paco. Tana Fairchild's fate has never been in question. Her life has been planned out since the moment she was born. She is to marry the governor's son, Landon, and secure an independent alliance between the witches of her island home and the mainlanders who are very existent as a threat. Tana's coven has appeased those who fear their power for years by releasing most of their magic into the ocean during the full moon. But when Tana misses the midnight ritual, a fatal mistake, there is only one she can turn to for help until she meets Wolfe. Wolfe claims he is from a coven that practices dark magic, making him one of the only people who can help her. But when he refuses to let Tana's power rush into the sea and instead teaches her his forbidden magic, a magic that makes her feel powerful, alive. As the sea grows more violent, her coven loses control of the currents, a danger that could destroy the alliance as well as her island. Tana will have to choose between the love and duty, between loyalty and her people, loyalty to her heart. Marrying Landon would secure peace for her coven, but losing Wolfe and his wild magic could cost her everything else. Sounds very intriguing. What will she choose? Where did this accent come from? But that is all the books I have. I bought a lot. Don't judge me. I also got gifts, so it's not that bad. And it was Christmas time, and I am very proud of myself. I feel like I'm missing some books. Those are all the books that I have for my December haul. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some. You know what? Don't judge me. We buy a lot of books here, but those are most of the books I got that I wrote down. So I will see you guys next time. Comment down below if you've read any of these books, if you have opinions on them, what you bought last month, so I don't feel bad. If you bought more than these books, I'd briefly appreciate that. But I will see y'all later. Bye!